Hi, good morning. How's everybody today? First, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please comment below, let me know how I'm doing, and let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about. I've often been asked, like, how do you come out of narc abuse? How do you recover from narc abuse? What do you need to do? The main thing is to first acknowledge what's happened, accept that it's happened and realize that it's not your fault. You aren't to blame for what's happened. You did not go into this knowing that you will be abused, that you will be manipulated, all the gaslighting and the humiliation and everything that comes with narc abuse. And no one wanted to go into a relationship knowing that this was going to happen. Nobody wanted to get hurt, nobody wanted to feel lost and confused, and just the way that they get you to almost beg for every little snippet of love and affection and attention and time. It's almost like, and they keep moving the goalposts. So what narcs tend to do is they will give you a little bit of love, and it's called breadcrumbing. They'll breadcrumb their love, so they'll give you a little bit of love, so you know what to expect. So you're sort of taken in completely by them. You think this person really, really loves me, and then they withdraw it. At the slightest thing, like you've done something that they're not happy with. You've spoken to them, they don't want you to talk to. You've dressed away, according to them, you've humiliated them in some way or another, so they will withdraw. You get the silent treatments. They could go for days, sometimes it's hours, sometimes it's days, where you just get silent treatments and you just don't know what's going on. You don't understand what's happening, you don't understand why they're treating you like this, and then you have to work harder. So they make you work for their love and affection. So you're constantly striving for love, striving for affection, striving for every little thing. And as soon as they've snapped out of their silent treatment, or their mood spells, then all of a sudden everything's amazing, and you think, oh gosh, everything's fine, and it's almost like you feel like you're in bliss suddenly, because all of a sudden they've stopped giving you the silent treatment, they've stopped being rude and awful to you, and snapping at you and humiliating you, and you think, oh wow, this is amazing, this is great, life is great. And then suddenly something else will happen, and then you're going through the cycles all over again. I think it varies from one narc to another. So some narcs may be sort of regularly doing this, other ones may go weeks and months between spells, so it kind of makes you confused. It makes you wonder, is it really abuse, is it really narcissism? I've had people come back to me and say, well, I don't even know if my partner's really narcissistic. But the fact that you've actually gone to question it, the fact that you've gone to research it, the fact that you're looking up narcissism is kind of like a giveaway. And often, and they turn it around on you. So there are always times when the victims will always question themselves and always say, am I the narcissist? Am I the abuser? When you've reacted to abuse, when you've suddenly lost it and started shouting or screaming or, frustration or demanding or whatever it is, everyone is human. Everyone has a breaking point. So there is only so much you can take before you snap, and you react to it and then you give it back. I've always had the notion that I will give as good as I get. So I will go through, I think with both my narcissistic partners, I went through about 5 years, I'd say, where I was trying my best. I was going to be the best wife there is. I was going to love them and cherish them and do everything for them as much as I could. And I know my sister would comment, sort of say, oh, you go out of your way for breakfast for your husband and things like that. We don't do that for our husbands. But that's the kind of person I am. I will go out of my way for people, and for people I care about, I will definitely, do as much as I can for them, things that make them happy, things that they like, things that they enjoy. I will try my best to do that. But then it comes to a point where you realise that the more I do, the more they're actually taking advantage of me, the more I'm working to try and please them. I'm, doing my best. I'm, everything that I can possibly do. And yet it's not enough. It's just never enough. And you're working harder and harder and harder, and you just get nothing back. So eventually you come to a point where you realise, well, this isn't working. This isn't gonna work. No matter what I do, no matter how much I'm doing for this person, they refuse to appreciate anything I've done. And if anything, they're throwing it back in my face. They're telling me, I'm worthless, I'm useless, I'm not good enough. But there's nothing more I can do for this person. How else can I prove that I care about them and prove that, I am doing everything I can? Towards the end of my last relationship, the narcissist was telling me, well, you've not compromised in anything. I'm the one that's made all the compromise. And yet everything I could think of for the last 10 years I have done to please this person, gone out of my way to please this person. He's manipulated me to the point where, I dress according to him. I talk to who he wants me to talk to. I act, I look, my makeup, my hair, my dressing, everything was manipulated and controlled by him. And yet he was so sneaky about it that he made me think that it was actually me, that I was deciding what to do and I was deciding how to dress and things. But it wasn't, and he'd always say, oh look, I've stopped telling you what to do, I've stopped telling you how to dress and how to look and things, it's up to you, you can do whatever you like, I've given you free hand. And yet it wasn't free hand, because as soon as I did something, as soon as I looked a certain way, as soon as I was wearing something that he wasn't approve of, he'd make sure I knew about it. So that is not freehand, is it? That is not allowing someone to be who they are and stuff. But there's just so manipulative in it. And so when we're coming out of a narc relationship, we have to just keep building ourselves up. We have to keep boosting ourselves up. We have to keep telling ourselves how amazing we are, how gorgeous we are, how capable we are, how intelligent we are. And recently I've had a lot of backlash from this, where, people are saying, well, you're just egotistical, you're just big-headed, you just think you're amazing. Well, actually, I don't. And anyone who actually knows me properly and knows me well knows that I suffer with low self-esteem. Even now, I could be running a successful support group, I could be a radio presenter, I'm, working admin, I'm doing so many different things, and yet, even doing YouTube videos and so on, and yet I suffer with low self-esteem. Even now, I question the way I look. I'll do a YouTube video and I'll look at my video and I'll cringe. I physically cringe when I look at my own photos and look at my own videos, because up until recently I wasn't able to even watch my own videos. It would make me cringe, and just the faces I make and stuff, I'm doing it again. But it really, you really struggle with these kind of things. And yet, in order to recover, in order to become a fulfilled person, in order to come out of narc abuse, we have to boost ourselves up day in, day out. We have to keep telling ourselves these things. You are amazing, you are beautiful, you are so capable, you are so intelligent. It doesn't matter what other people think. I think as a society we are conditioned to believe that, I'll just let this airplane go past. You see the airplane there that just went past? It's quite noisy. Right, so you need to, but as a society, as people, we are conditioned to think that we can't blow our own trumpets, we can't say that we're amazing, we can't say that we're beautiful, we can't say that we're capable, because if we do, as soon as we do, then we're classed as egotistical, and we're classed as, being big-headed and so on. But it's not. It's actually what we need to do as victims. We need to boost ourselves up. We need to keep telling ourselves day in, day out, the phrase, fake it till you make it. You have to keep faking it. You have to fake that. You have to strut your stuff, even on days when you don't feel amazing, when you don't feel gorgeous, when you don't feel intelligent, when you don't feel capable. You still have to keep telling yourself that, because until you keep telling yourself that, and until it's ingrained into your into your brains, until you've erased all the negative comments, all the negative feelings, all the negative perceptions of yourself, you will never ever be able to come out of an abusive relationship and succeed in anything that you do, because there will always be this underlying feeling of worthlessness and uselessness, and being ugly, and not being worthy of love and worthy of affection. I think recently I've done a post where I say that I've never ever actually experienced true love. Like, I've never had unconditional love from my mother, from my siblings, from my children even have struggled. It's almost like nobody can understand me. And there was a memento thing that I picked up a few years ago from one of the card shops, I think it is, and in it said, don't try and understand me, just love me. And that's what we all need. We just need unconditional love, where somebody just accepts us as we are. It doesn't matter how awkward we are, how strange we are, what things we come out with, the way we talk, the way we look. It doesn't matter. When you need someone to love you, you need them to love you unconditionally, despite all your flaws, despite all your quirks, despite all your weirdness. And it's only when you receive unconditional love from other people that you realise how worthy you are and how capable you are. And that's when you can actually achieve so much. When people believe in you and truly believe in you and truly support you and love you unconditionally, it doesn't matter whether you fail, whether you succeed, whether you get 100% or you get 30%. It doesn't matter. You just need love as you are. And that's when you then become a complete person, and you can achieve so much just by having some love and support from people who care about you genuinely, who don't want something back in return, who aren't showing you love and appreciation just for the sake of it so that they can get something back in return. And that's the problem with abusive relationships, that they it's all on condition. Like, you know, you have to do things for people in order for them to love you, and you're left with these feelings where, you know, I have to perform, I have to achieve, I have to devote all my time and affection and attention for this person in order for them to love you. But it shouldn't be like that. You know, love shouldn't be conditional. Love needs to be unconditional. And I think we need to sort of like teach our children that as well, that, you know, we need to love them unconditionally. But it is so difficult. It is so difficult when you're struggling, when you've had so much difficulties to deal with, you know, when you're suffering with depression, when you're suffering with anxiety and stress and all those things that come with a history of abuse, that, you know, it is so difficult. And day in, day out, you have to work at it, and you have to learn from your mistakes, and you have to keep getting back up again, and you have to say, that's okay. If I didn't do very well yesterday, it's okay, I can try again tomorrow, because every day you get another chance to try again and to make amends and to try and deal with things that have happened. So I'm going to sign out now. Good luck, everybody. Take care, stay safe, and I'll speak to you soon. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.